Do you want to move your life forward in the most positive way using astrology? Then let's talk about the astrological patterns for September 2020. The month begins with a big full moon in Pisces, which is such a contrast to the new moon that we had on August 18th, which was at the late degrees of Leo. That new moon in Leo on August 18th was focusing on ego and leadership and confidence. And now, 2 weeks later, September 2nd, we have the full moon in Pisces, which is the exact opposite energy. It is service, it's humility, it's spirituality, sensitivity, and flow. So in the early part of September, we have this concentrated energy that says, now that you've developed inner authority and leadership and confidence, now relax into the flow. Be of service and allow yourself to understand humility is the name of the game, right? You can have confidence and humility at the exact same time. You don't have to call attention to yourself and ask for applause. You can give it to yourself within. And this full moon in Pisces really highlights that frequency. Just after that full moon in Pisces, we have a lot of activity with the inner planets. First, we have Mercury moving into Libra on September 5th. Mercury in Libra is wonderful because it's harmonious. It wants to cooperate. It wants to speak with elegance. And on September 6th, we have Venus entering Leo. So our social styles can be very dynamic at that time. And this is when you get to connect with other people with a sense of humor. It's very outgoing. Isn't that wonderful? Then on the 9th of September, we have Mars in Aries going into the retrograde phase. So Mars will have reached the peak degree that it will hit in Aries, and then it will retrograde back over those same degrees, activating once again those squares between Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. It's pretty intense, and we need to understand that when Mars goes retrograde, we get to internalize everything that we're trying to learn right now about our motivation, our courage, and about standing up for ourselves. So we're still in a really big jazzy pattern, and the Mars in retrograde is a teachable moment to integrate what we're learning. Then this moves us forward in September to the 17th, when we have the new moon in Virgo. Personally, I love the new moon in Virgo because it's quiet energy. Again, it's humble, it's service-oriented, it's very detailed. Please watch for my new moon video about that and I'll give you more information. But let me just say, the nice thing about that new moon is it will be making a trine to those 3 planets in Capricorn. So it's a very efficient time. It's a time when you can get a lot done. And then last, we reach the end of the month when Mercury enters Scorpio and Saturn goes into direct motion, heading to the very end of the sign, getting ready to make that entrance into Aquarius in the middle of December. So the end of September gets really juicy. Number one, because Mercury enters Scorpio, but then is going to go into retrograde motion in October. So you can pay attention to the analysis of that in my newsletters or in my forecast for October. But all of this swirling activity in September is really setting us up for this big change that's going to take place at the end of the year and early 2021 when Saturn and Jupiter both enter Aquarius. More about that later. So to summarize the astrological patterns for September, the first part of the month is very busy. We have the full moon in Pisces on the 2nd. We have Mercury entering peaceful Libra on the 5th. That's when you get to cooperate with others with your communication style. And then we have Venus entering Leo with all this social confidence that wants to happen on the 6th of September. And then Mars on the 9th, entering the retrograde phase, which means we get to internalize and really learn about motivation and confidence. Next, we have the new moon in Virgo, which is happening on the 17th, and that's a time of service. That's a time to organize your life. And then Mercury entering Scorpio on the 27th of September. It's going to go retrograde in October, which is going to be really interesting. And then Saturn going into direct motion, getting ready to finish the 2.5-year cycle in Capricorn. It will enter Aquarius in the middle of December, joining Jupiter, and that's going to be quite interesting. So September is packed full of information, packed full of learning and growth, and the overall energy that you need to be mindful about is, of course, Mars and Aries squaring those Capricorn planets, creating such a fabulous opportunity for us to move our life forward, to get things done, and to do it with power. Use your warrior energy well this month. The world needs it. Thank you. I'm Kathy Rose.